balik sehidup. Dimanipulasi media, kesengsara di kota raya, hidup yang tak kusangka, penuh lelah hibah di Kuala Lumpur, di Kuala Lumpur.
Apa ni? Duduk ni.
Mim.
Weh, boleh bangun tak?
First kali Malaysia.
Dato' Amir Shahriman bin Shaharuddin was a prominent Malaysian architect known for his significant contribution to the nation architectural landscape. He began his career as a senior architect with the Public Works Department, JKR, and was later second to the Urban Development Authority, UDA, to lead the Planning and Architecture Department. He was involved in the design of several notable buildings in Malaysia. Here are some of significant work. First of all is Daya Bumi Complex, and the next one is National Art Gallery, Balai Seni Negara in Kuala Lumpur. Dato' Amir Shahriman architectural style was characterized by a thoughtful integration of function. First of all is contextual sensitivity. He emphasized design that resonate with the local cultural, environmental, and social context. The next one is in dynamic spatial experience. His design, like the National Art Gallery in Kuala Lumpur, showcase the dynamic spaces that enhance the visitor experience. The third one is fusion of modernity and tradition. While embracing modern architectural principle and material, he incorporated traditional Malaysian design elements to create structures that bridge the past and the present.
So we're done with Malaysia. Now let's move on to the other 9. Oh, Japan, Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, Malaysia. Nak angkat ni?
Okay.
Oh, tu.
Next, we go to Rizal Muslimin. Rizal Muslimin was born in Makassar, Indonesia. He got his degree at Parayangan Catholic University in 1999 and master's degree at Bandung Institute of Technology in 2002. His most prominent work is in the design of Grand Mosque of West Sumatra or Masjid Raya Sumatra Barat. The style that is used in the design is typically known as neo-vernacular architecture. The roof of this building copied that of vernacular Minangkabau roofing with a modern twist and a sprinkle of Islamic story within the buildings. The stories of 4 Quraysh leaders holding the claws of the prophets to put back the Hajarul Aswad in place. This architecture follows the Islamic teaching of Islamic cultural harmony, in which Islam came not to erase any culture on this earth, but rather to elevate it.
So the first architect we're going to learn is Ahmad from Indonesia. In 1948, Norman began his undergraduate studies and becoming the first graduate of architecture in his country, Indonesia. Some of his notable projects are Al-Hurriyah Mosque, Masjid IQBAL, and also Salman Mosque. He has built over 100 masjid. And this earned him the nickname of Architect of 1,000 Mosques. The style of Ahmad Norman blended traditional Islamic principle with modernist element, with modernist minimalism touch. So this emphasis of functionality and reinterpretation of Islamic understanding. Salman Mosque does not include a dome, challenging the idea of that domes are essential for Islamic architecture. His reinterpretation argued that domes are not essential for Islamic architecture and opted for flat roofs to prioritize functionality, to avoid columns inside prayer halls to ensure unobstructed lines of sight and seamless rows during congregational prayers.
Apa ni?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just dreamed about Brunei and its kingdom. So I think I'm going to talk about architect Brunei's architect, Brunei's greatest architect. So his name is Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III. He was the 28th Sultan of Brunei, ruling from 1950 to 1967, known as the architect of modern Brunei. He was instrumental in modernizing the nation while preserving its Islamic traditions. So, what does he do? Okay, so wait. Let me. Can you move back a bit? Okay. So, the next part, what does Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin did? Okay, so apparently he built this one mosque. It is very beautiful and named after his name. The name was the Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, and it was an iconic Islamic mosque located in Bandar Seri Begawan, Brunei. So, apparently, the mosque symbolizes a lot about Islamic architecture, as it was it features a lot of elements from Mughal architecture, such as golden dome. Second one is Italian marble. The third is stained glass and elegant minarets.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Alright, so today I'm talking about Cambodian architecture that we focusing on Oxokol, one of Cambodia's famous architects. So let's start with a bit about Oxokol. His architectural style combines modernism with traditional Khmer architecture. He designed buildings that are sustainable, functional, and well connected to their environments. His work are deeply rooted in Cambodian cultural heritage and post-conflict reconstruction, reflecting the identity and also the resilience of the Khmer people. So, with a focus on preserving culture and minimizing environmental impacts. So, thank you.
Kemenangan ni?
Okay, so let's compare about Oxokol and Van Monument based on two aspects, which is the scale and sustainability. So for Oxokol, it focuses on small-scale projects like restoring traditional Khmer wooden houses. So this project highlights craftsmanship and community-centered spaces. For sustainability, he plays a key role to his design use eco-friendly materials and harmonize with nature, so that making his modernist structures suitable for Cambodia's tropical climate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll tell you about architect from Myanmar. The name is U Tin. U Tin's innovative design have left an indelible mark on Myanmar's architectural heritage. His work not only reflect a blend of cultural aesthetic, but also stand as a testament to the harmonious integration of tradition and modernity. His contribution continue to inspire contemporary architects in Myanmar and beyond. For ideologists and theories of Myanmar architecture, blend culture, wooden structures, tiered roofs, religious, Buddhist pagodas, sacred geometry, and for Islamic perspective, they have three. First, Islamic element, which is Yutin designed mosque with domes, minarets, and geometric pattern. Next, culture blend, Yutin work merge Islamic and Burke style. And lastly, urban impact. Yutin helped establish Islamic center in cities like Yangon.
For Thai architecture, we have Bunsem Prentada. He is more recent architect. Born in 1966, he received his master architecture from the Chulalongkorn University and later became founder of the Bangkok Project Studio. Some of his notable works are Kantana Institute, Courthouse, Elephant Wood, and One Idea. Just look at his work, emphasize the relationship between architecture, people, and places, often resulting in structures that are deeply conceptual and visually striking. His works are sustainable and vernacular, and also monumental minimalist. The design prioritizes passive cooling and natural ventilation, aligning with sustainable goals. The project are deeply contextual, designed to resonate with Thailand's tropical climate and cultural heritage. They are large, monolithic walls that creates clean geometric lines with a focus on scale and proportions rather than ornaments.
Here I am going to talk about Singapore. So let's begin. Who is Alfred Fong? Alfred Fong is a modern architect known for his careful planning, balanced and beautiful spaces and smart use of materials. He adapts modern design idea to fit tropical climate by using features like natural ventilation, shaded area and durable materials. His work focuses on making functional, elegant and climate-friendly buildings. So one of his artwork is Changi Airport, set in eastern Singapore near the Changi Beach and the South China Sea. Next is Alfred Wong project contribution. In terms of economic, it helps supporting businesses including the airline, hotels and the retail outlet. Then we have the politics, as it demonstrates Singapore's ability to maintain world-class infrastructure in terms of social that offer a leisure and recreational space like jewels, garden and entertainment zone benefiting both travellers and locals.
Okay, now we move on to the next architect. So the next architect is from Vietnam. So his name is Vo Trung Nha, is a Vietnamese architect and the founder of VTN Architect, known for his innovative approach to green architecture. His movement towards greener, more sustainable urban environment, blending cultural tradition with contemporary architectural solution. So why green architecture? Here in Vietnam, particularly in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, two major cities with population close to 10 million people, green spaces have become extremely rare. Basically, what can I say? Vietnamese cities lost their tropical beauty. So because of that, Vo Trung Nha combining traditional Vietnamese materials like bamboo with modern design. His work also integrates nature into urban spaces, creating sustainable and environmentally friendly building. The most integrates nature into urban spaces, creating sustainable and environmentally friendly buildings. The most interesting part is he advocates for harmony between architecture and the environment, reflecting Vietnam's cultural heritage while addressing global challenges like urbanization and climate change. Hey, BINTI! Alright, so we continue. Nia studio promote this nature-friendly philosophy in their work, particularly in his designs such as the Rock Bar Restaurant and an urban farming office. Vo Trung Nha's work are not explicitly framed within an Islamic perspective, politics or socio-economic system. It have aspects that can be analysed through these lenses.
Okay, next, we move to the architect from Philippines. Okay, Pablo Saburo Antonio Sir is recognized as a pioneer of the modern Philippine architecture and one of the most influenced architects in the country. In 1976, he was named National Artist of the Philippines for the architecture by President Ferdinand Marcos, cementing his legacy in the field. Okay, so Antonio's architecture philosophy was grounded in the functionality and simplicity. He believed that form follows function, an approach inspired by modernist principle and the Bauhaus movement. His design featured clean line, geometric pattern and also minimal ornamentation, prioritizing efficiency and also practicality. This is evident in his iconic work like the Far Eastern University (FEU) Administration and Science Building in Manila, which remain celebrated example of Art Deco design. So, what set Antonio apart was his ability to adapt modernist ideas to the Philippine context. He designed for the tropical climate by incorporating large window, cross ventilation and wide overhangs. His building not only look modern but were also sustainable and comfortable for the users. Okay, however, Antonio's work stand out for its seamless integration of culture and functionality, particularly in the bustling urban landscape of Manila. His legacy is not just in his building, but in what they represent, a shift toward modernity, but staying rooted in the Filipino identity. Through his work, Antonio shaped the urban fabric of the Philippines and inspire future generations to create architecture that balance aesthetic, purpose and also culture significance.